the only man who can save the show. So you need to think about there's money here, there's risk, I know you have no in the camp, and there's money and there's risk. You choose. I say, oh, I just start building up my mall. I'll need money. And that's it. The money was good. I say, yes, I'm ready to go. So I accept the fight.
Spencer Brown couldn't hide his frustration. He knows exactly what's happening, and he's not happy about it. Instead of giving Parker the fight he deserves, some people in boxing are pushing their own interests, keeping real competition away. Why aren't the big names stepping up? Why is Parker being ignored after proving himself in such a tough fight? Brown isn't the one making money decisions, but he made it clear. This is just politics, and it stinks. Parker has earned the right to face the biggest names. If the usual behind-the-scenes deals are happening again, Brown is still sure Parker's big fight is coming. It has to. But the real question is, will the sport do the right thing? Or will corrupt decision-makers once again steal a deservings? Fighter's moment? Interview 2.
Honest, me, I was waiting for the fight. And I even buy my Danzine to watch the fight on live. And I was surprised, and I don't know what happened, and I don't know what's wrong. So I just had Coach Billy call me, say Daniel Dubois is a little bit sick, and they asked if he can fight Joseph Parker. And I was shocked and surprised, but I don't know what.
That will leave him outclassed. Interview 3. Frank Warren quickly responded to the buzz around Alexander Usyk, making it clear he's fully committed to making the biggest fights happen. He didn't hold back, saying there are plenty of options for Usyk. And no matter what, a massive fight is coming. There's a lot to figure out, but Warren knows exactly what needs to be done to make it happen. He made it clear that with the right plans, Usyk will get what he deserves. A top-tier showdown. Standing strong with Queensberry Promotions, Warren is focused on delivering for his fighters. And Usyk's next big fight is a top priority. It's all about timing, strategy, and making that dream fight a reality. One thing is certain, the best is yet to come.
We're close, when Dan Dubois fell ill, it was between me, I think, and Bacoli was the only other person. We got right to we agreed it was all done, we were glad to pack our bags, and then we found out that Parker's team decided to go with Bacoli, and here we are.
Interview 4. Joseph Parker has made one thing clear. He's not here to take a back seat. After a tough battle, he's ready to jump right back in, taking only a short break before chasing the biggest fights in the division. He's set his sights on the champions, and he's not backing down. Parker has fought the toughest opponents, taken on every challenge head-on, and now there's only one thing left, a shot at the world title. He's calling out the biggest names, making it clear he's ready for war. He refuses to be overlooked because he knows he's earned this moment. The question now is, will the champions give him the fight he deserves, or will they keep avoiding him? Parker isn't here for side fights. He's here to build a legacy.
You're my brother. I tell the coach, look, I can't let my brother down. You spend a lot in the camp, so let me go.
Listen, you're safe to the family. Thank you very much.
Okay.
What's coming? Could this be the fight that changes everything for Parker? Is he the true champion, or just a stepping stone? Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Interview 5. Alexander Usyk kept it short, but left no doubt. He's ready. When asked about a potential fight with Joseph Parker, he didn't hesitate, making it clear he's willing to step into the ring. No long explanation, no dodging the question, just pure confidence. The heavyweight division is on fire, and with Parker making a huge statement, Usyk now has another serious contender knocking on his door. The real question is, will this fight happen next, or will...
I feel I was going to beat him because my mentality was there, and I was ready, and I feel like if I touch him with the do for uppercut or backhand, no, I was in the gym 10 rounds is enough, but or not fitness of taking someone who was in a camp, preparing for the IBF World Title against someone who's Daniel Dubois.
Nelson didn't shy away from sharing his thoughts on the fight. He believed Daniel Dubois might have had the upper hand due to his activity leading up to the bout. But credit where it's due. Joseph Parker looked sharp, at least in the early rounds. Still, Nelson pointed out a crucial flaw. Parker took shots from Martin Bacol that he probably shouldn't have. And here's the kicker. If those punches had come from a fully fit Dubois, the outcome could have been a whole different story. The question is, did Parker get lucky, or is his defense starting to crack? In a sport where one clean shot can end it all, leaving openings like that could spell big trouble in future matchups.
Would probably have won because of activity. But in saying that, Joe did look sharp last night, at least for that short spell. But but Martin hit him with some shots that Joe probably shouldn't have been hit with. And if that was a fully fit Daniel Dubois, it could have been troublesome.
Was Martin Bacol set up to fail against Joseph Parker? Gareth A. Davies didn't hold back, pointing out that Bacol looked anything but ready. After flying overnight from Congo to Ethiopia and landing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, just hours before the fight. No surprise his body wasn't primed for battle. Stepping into the ring on short notice took guts, no question about that. But bravery doesn't win fights. Parker came in sharp, focused, and ready to dominate. By the second round he had Bacol, stumbling, scrambling his senses with precise shots that left no room to recover. Let's be real. This wasn't a fair fight. It was a mismatch from the start. But here's the real question. Would Parker still dominate if Bacol had a full training camp? Or did Bacol's short notice save Parker from a much tougher night? One thing's certain. Boxing fans won't stop wondering what could have been.
Look ready. He'd flown overnight from Congo to Ethiopia to land early hours of the Saturday morning here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and he really wasn't ready for the fight with Joseph Parker. Commendations for being brave enough to step into the ring at short notice. Parker really sharp, kind of bamboozled him and scrambled his senses in the second round. It was a big mismatch.
Did Martin Bacol save the show or step into a no-win situation? Adam Smith called it like it is. Bacol's decision to fight Joseph Parker on short notice kept the event alive. Props to Parker for taking on the challenge, especially against a former sparring partner known as one of the heavyweight division's boogeymen. But let's not ignore the facts. Bacol wasn't in fight shape and hadn't trained for this bout. Still, when the call came from Turki Alal, who backed him financially and promised another shot in May, Bacol didn't hesitate. But here's the real question. Was this bravery or a rushed gamble that cost Bacol a fair chance? Nothing's for sure. Fully prepared Bacol would be a whole different beast. And come May, the heavyweight division better be ready, because this boogeyman isn't done yet.
Look, Martin Bacol, in many ways, saved the show or saved the fight. I think it was brilliant that Joseph Parker took that challenge. His former sparring partner, one of the boogeymen, the danger men in heavyweight boxing. Obviously, Bacol hadn't trained, was way out of shape, but answered the call from Turki Al-Sheikh, who looked after him financially and promised him another fight in May.
Was Martin Bacol's last-minute fight a brave gamble or a payday worth the risk? Spencer Fearon didn't sugarcoat it. Bacol stepped into the ring as the ultimate boogeyman, the guy even heavyweight champions fear. He's not just a threat. He's the founder, the chairman of the Boogeyman Club. But let's be real. This wasn't some throwaway match. It was a massive gamble, and Bacol rolled the dice with everything on the line. Sure, he walked away with a fat paycheck. Fearon made that clear. But the real question is whether the financial reward was worth the risk to his reputation. Stepping in unprepared against a sharp, ready Joseph Parker was always dangerous. But now the world's wondering, if Bacol had time to train, would Parker still be standing? One thing's certain, the chairman of fear isn't done yet.
Be a little bit more thoughtful and apprehensive, right? But in all honesty, it wasn't a joke fight. It was a massive gamble. Martin Bacol is the mucus of the bogeyman. My heart goes out for him, right? But I'm also going to be realistic and know that he got greatly financially rewarded. And I mean greatly financially rewarded. He took a massive chance.
Martin Bacol made it clear. While his fitness might not have been at its peak, his confidence was undeniable. From the first round to the sixth, he believed he had the power and skill to stop Joseph Parker early. Sparring had sharpened his game, and he stepped into the ring convinced he could finish the fight before it hit the later rounds. But here's the question. Was that confidence enough to overcome Parker's preparation and endurance? In boxing, belief can fuel victory, but when the rounds stretch on, conditioning becomes the ultimate test. Bacol swung for an early knockout, but when the fight pushed past the sixth, the real battle began. One punch could have changed everything, but timing, endurance, and heart separate the good from the great. If you want more hard-hitting boxing